Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very special one. We're going to talk about the makeup products that will never fail you. It never fails me whenever I'm looking for like a makeup routine, whenever I'm looking for like a travel, whenever I'm looking to look flawless. I feel like these makeup products never fail me. So if you're ready to see what products I chose for my top 12 makeup products, then please keep on watching. I also want to tell you, recently I did like a pack with me kind of a video. I'll link it in the iCards above. Everything that I've packed in that bag, they are like my holy grails. They never fail me too. That is why it is in my travel makeup bag. Apart from that, if you want to see more recommendation, this is where I would lean over. But generally speaking, I feel like you'll get both the recommendation. I've not repeated any products from that travel makeup bag in this video. So you will definitely get like more products, bang for your buck, never failing products in this video too. So let's begin. I am going to start off with primer. I feel like whenever I'm thinking of primer, it should do something more to my skin. It should even out my skin tone. It should not make my oils peek through, especially if you are a combination oily skin type. I feel like this will come in so handy and it is so wonderful on the skin. It's beautiful and it lasts for the entire day. And I'm talking about the Danessa Myricks Balm Powder. This is the Yummy Skin Balm Powder. I have mine in the shade number 4. I have a huge dent going on there. You can see that's how much I use it. And this never fails me. I'm wearing this on my skin right now. It is so beautiful. It never makes me oily or cakey throughout the day. It just makes my skin look flawless. I absolutely love this one. Would highly recommend this. In no particular order, let's also talk about a powder which never fails me. You know about the powder that I've traveled with in my makeup bag, but I'm not going to tell that. I actually have 2 powders here. We're going to talk about the loose setting powder here. The powder that never fails me, whatever makeup I'm going through, I feel like this is beautiful. This is the Givenchy Prism Libre powder. I have mine in the shade number 4. This, as you can see, it has like all different tones of powder, and for a reason. It evens out my skin tone. It takes away all the redness. It takes away all the discoloration. It smoothens my under eyes. I have this powder underneath my eyes. I basically use it very sparingly on the center of my face just to smoothen out the texture that I'm going on here, and it just smoothens out everything. If you like a luxury powder which just makes you look like a filter on, this powder is just stunning. I am more of a medium to tan skin tone with neutral undertone, and this works beautifully. Okay, let's talk about a lipstick formula. This is from Drugstore and it never fails me. I have several more, but you can see if you have multiples, that is when you know that you love the product. And I'm talking about the Milani Matte Fetish Lipstick. That's what it's called. I have several more, I would say. But these lipsticks, the formula is so stunning from the very light formula, from the very light shade to the pinkier shades. Everything is so wearable. And if you know me, you know I do not like pinks on me. But these pinks are very wearable, very beautiful. The undertones are so beautiful. I love a good matte lipsticks. So do keep that in consideration. It's not drying by any means. It gives a very matte finish on your lips, but so comfortable on the lips. I love this one. I'm wearing the shade actually Desire on my lips right now. But let me just mix the shade Tease on the center of my lips. Look how beautiful it is. Oh my gosh. This lipstick shade, a great mixing shade. Like the Tease shade is beautiful. Let me just show you all the shades. I'm not going to swatch all the things, but let me show you this. Tease. And then we have the shade Desire, which is like that chocolatey brown shade. And then we have the shade Secret, which is a dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick. And then we have the shade Passion, which is like a reddy brown shade. So beautiful. And then I have the shade Peony, which is like a baby pink shade. Look at the shades. Such great nudie shades. Just amazing. And the fact that they are from the Drugstore just blows my mind. I absolutely would recommend this to anyone. Okay, now let's talk about a setting spray. I feel like this setting spray never fails me, and I'm talking about the Benefit Porefessional setting spray. The mist is so fine. The way it makes my makeup last for such a long time is amazing. Look at the spray, okay? Can you see that? It's just stunning, absolutely stunning. Let's talk about a foundation. Now, I have a higher end foundation in that makeup bag that I'm traveling with, but I want to recommend a drugstore foundation which performs, if not better, than the high-end foundations, but it's such a stunning formula from the drugstore. I'm talking about the Loreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum Foundation. I have mine in the shade 4.5 to 5.5, which is a rich medium. I also go one shade darker in when I am like more of a tanner skin tone, but this is such a great foundation. It's more of a skin tint. The only con that I have is the packaging. The dropper feeling is the only con that I have. If this had a pump, look no further. I love this product. It gives me that natural glow. Can you see in the bottle? It gives me that natural glow, but it's long wearing. It feels so lightweight on the skin. You can make it like very skin-like, or it can go like glam on your face. It's just beautiful. It feels like a high-end foundation to me. I love that it's so lightweight on the skin and it performs so beautiful. Would highly 100% recommend this. Okay, let's talk about a highlighter formula which never fails me. I have a lot of highlighters in my collection which I absolutely love, but by far this has been the favorite formula of mine, and for a reason. I trust this makeup artist so much. In my eyes, he can never do wrong. And I'm talking about Makeup by Mario, and this highlighter is in the shade Golden. It is such a stunning highlighter. On my skin tone, this golden shade is absolutely amazing. This is the highlighter that I'm wearing today, and you can see how glowy it is, how it just melts into the skin. It is glowy, but it never accentuates any texture. I absolutely freaking love this highlighter. I cannot recommend this enough. Okay, let's talk about a concealer. This is another drugstore concealer. I have a high-end concealer in the other video, but drugstore concealer, I feel like if you like a little bit of a thicker consistency concealer which helps you to smoothen out your under eyes like no other. You just need a very tiny bit and just melts and goes to places. And I'm talking about the Milani Concealer and Perfect Concealer. I have mine in the shade 145 and it performs like a dream. I absolutely love it. The other concealer that I recommended in the travel makeup bag is much more of a thinner consistency. I love that too because it's very pigmented, but it's very, very thin and lightweight on the skin. But I would say if you are a drier skin type person, go with the other concealer. If you're more of like a normal combination oily skin type, go with this concealer. You will absolutely love it. Okay, let's talk about an eyeshadow palette. Okay, I have two eyeshadow palette of formulas, you can say, like brands. Let's talk about the high-end one first. I feel like this palette entered my collection. I did not have high hopes for it because it's a basic palette, but the way it blends on my eyes, it never skips. It's so buildable. It's effortless. There's no negative points for this palette at all. And I love this palette. Absolutely love this palette with my whole heart. I've often worn this to office because this is, for me, the best neutral palette that I have in my collection. And I'm talking about the Makeup by Mario's, what is this called? The Neutrals palette, the original eyeshadow palette, the Master Mattes palette. This is just perfect in my eyes. I feel like this is more catered towards my skin tones just because, yes, I have more of a neutral undertone and I'm pretty sure I can make the cool tone version also work, but these warm tones, I feel like the cool tone ones have a lot of lighter tones, but because I am more of a medium tan skin tone, I feel like this works much more better. I have loved every look that I've created with this palette, and I feel so beautiful when I'm wearing this. I cannot recommend this enough. Yes, there are too many tones of brown, but all of them look different on your eyes, and trust me, all of them have a different undertone. It has a purpose here. It just beautiful. Like, this is such an amazing palette to have in your collection. If you wear neutral eye looks, look no further, go with this. You will absolutely be delighted. Let's talk about another lipstick formula. This is also from Drugstore. It's very affordable, but it lasts for such a long time. And if you like a good natural finish on your lips, but you want it to last for a long time, this is perfect. This is from Maybelline, and this is the Superstay Vinyl ink. I have several. I have one shade actually in my makeup bag too, but I have the shade Cheeky, which is in my makeup bag. I love the shade Punchy, which is like a neutral brown shade. I have the shade Peachy, which is more of a peachy shade, and I have the shade Lippy, which is more of like a brighter pink shade. Love this formula. You have to shake it before you apply it on your lips, and look no further, it will last on your lips for the entire day. I've worn this to office. I do a lot of chitter chattering in the office because my job is like that. I have to do a lot of presentations, to attend a lot of meetings, I have to talk a lot. And this just stays put for the entire day, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Let's talk about a pressed powder formula that I was talking about. And I feel as soon as I put this powder underneath my eyes, because I do put that underneath my eyes, it looks flawless in my opinion. Flawless. And I am talking about the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder, and I have mine in the shade 2 Medium. You know, when you see a pan in the makeup products, you know how much it is loved. And several of my makeup products that I am actually showing it to you, either I've purchased multiple times or I have a pan going on, and I absolutely love this powder. I use it again very sparingly. I use it underneath the eyes mostly because whenever I'm looking for that airbrush finish, I feel like I just need that blurring effect here underneath the eyes, and that's what this powder gives it to me, and I 100% would recommend this again. Last, talk about a lipstick formula again. This one is from the high-end brand, and this is from Natasha Denona. If you love a good nudie lipstick, but you love more of like a cooler tone lipsticks, you know, my lipstick preference, I love to wear a lot of purples and mauves, hence the purple look, but I digress. I love to wear a lot of neutral tones, purpley tones, mauvey tones on my eyes. And if you like a lipstick that has like a hint of gray in it, like, you know what I mean, I think you will absolutely love Natasha Denona lipsticks. I have several more again, one in my makeup bag. I have the shade Amorosa, which is in my makeup bag. I have the shade Naya. Do I have Naya here? Yes, I have shade Naya here. I have the shade Sammy here. And I have the shade Yana, which is in my actually office bag. Yana is more of like that gray, purpley gray shade, which is more like a smoky, a little more on the deeper side. This is the shade Naya, which is like a neutral tone brown. I can definitely wear it with warm tone looks as well as cool tone looks. And this is the shade Sammy, which is definitely much more warmer as compared to Naya. And Amorosa is definitely like my mauvey tone lipstick, but in like a very lighter mixing tone. These are the two shades. This is Naya and this is Sammy. It's such a beautiful formula. Again, this also lasts on your lips for such a long time. It has like that satin, not even satin, it's mainly matte on the lips, but it feels like a satin lipstick, like very comfortable on the lips. And it, again, these lipsticks have such a beautiful undertone, and I feel like that is what sets it apart than the others. And I love to wear these lipsticks so very much. I absolutely love it. I feel like the lipstick shade that I've mixed on my lips, I can get a very similar look with the shade Naya on my lips. It'll look very, very similar to that. I really, really love these lipstick formulas as well as the lipstick shades. A++. Last, certainly not the least, I have another eyeshadow palette formula or brand that I want to recommend, and this is an indie makeup brand. I feel like from the time this brand has landed in my collection, I have no fails from this brand. And pause this video if you can guess what brand it is. Leave it down in the comment section below. I feel like if you've seen my channel at least 2 or 3 videos that talks about eyeshadow palettes, I've definitely mentioned this. I absolutely love this brand. And if you have guessed Ensley Reign palettes, you would be absolutely correct, because I have several of their palettes with me, and I love each one of them with my whole heart. I'll make your life a little simple. I have done a palette ranking video with all my Ensley Reign palettes. So see that video just for more information. But in a gist, I'll tell you. If you like pastel color story, you would absolutely love Lands of Enchantment palette. I feel like this is a wonderfully curated pastel color story with deepening tones too. And this has some amazing shades, some beautiful iridescent multichromes, some beautiful holochromes, some shifty shades, some beautiful shimmers. It is so smooth on the eyes, and Ensley Reign mattes, shimmers are wonderful out of this world. Everybody knows that. The mattes are so underrated. I feel like their mattes blend like no other. It just is so amazing. I have this purple on my outer corners today, and it looks absolutely wonderful. I also have this shade, True Essence, on my inner corner of the eye mixed with another shade. But I just love wearing this palette. I look forward to wearing eyeshadow on my eyes whenever I'm thinking about like Ensley Reign palettes. That's how much I love it. I absolutely love it. If you like a everyday neutrally color story, but you love to wear like greens too, I'm okay about greens, okay? I've crossed my hate greens to, I don't know about greens, to like okay about greens, because I feel like Ensley Reign has helped me fall in love with greens. And this is such a beautiful palette. This is the Ensley Reign Groovy Garden palette. This is such a stunning palette, you guys. I cannot tell you enough. This shade is from the Adept Flying Fiddles palette, but rest everything is from this palette, and I love it. I've changed this, by the way. All of them are magnetic pans, and you can exchange it with other Ensley Reign palettes or from the Adept palettes. They're the same size, and I love that. I love that. I have the Adept Flying Fiddles in my travel makeup bag, and I have put a bunch of different shadows in that palette just because it's more concise and a smaller palette. And I definitely want Ensley Reign to dive into that. Maybe this year, maybe next year. I don't know how long it takes to like plan your eyeshadow palettes, but maybe next year. You can think about going a little bit more smaller on the sizes. I feel like it'll be so nice and concise. I love each and every artwork that they do. Like, look at their artworks and tell me if this is not beautiful. I don't know. I know about AI stuff and things, but I love their artwork, okay? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I digress. The mattes, amazing. 100. A++. I love the mattes in this palette. Everything is just beautiful. The shimmers, I feel like if you have to love greens and golds to love the center row. You definitely have that pink to blue shifting shade. These are all like green and golden shades. This is diving more into like that red to green shifting shade. It's beautiful. Yeah. This is definitely landing in my top 10 palettes for 2024. I guarantee. I love this palette. Cold Moon palette. If you like a cooler tone color story, look no further and buy this palette. You will not be disappointed. You have to love shifty shades to like this palette, because the shimmers that are in this are just out of the world shifty. I have this shade Keon in my inner third of the eyelid, all across the eyelid, and I also have this shade Stormy Fairy on the outer corners of the eye, and the pink that you're seeing, actually I have a little bit of Keon on the inner corners too. And I have this shade, the blue matte that you see, all across the crease. Such a stunning palette. Such a stunning palette. I have this shade and this shade from the Adept Flying Fiddles palette. Rest everything is from the Cold Moon palette. But it is such a beautiful color story. It is such a great palette to have in your collection. These shimmers that you see, they're all so shifty, so multichromy, so holochromy. If you like a shifty palette, this palette is for you. Like, is for you. But my favorite thing is, again, the mattes are breathtaking. The shimmers, the smoother shimmers are my favorite. It's so shimmery on the eyes, but it is so elegant looking. I just love their formula so very much. So these are the makeup products that I would recommend that will never fail you. If you like a color story or if you like the formulas that I'm talking about, I feel like you will absolutely love each and every one that I've recommended to you guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like this video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.